Indian Space Research Organisation identifies 4 astronauts for Gaganyaan manned mission. ISRO Chief K. Sivan says their training will begin from the 3rd week of January. Says the government has approved Chandrayaan-3 mission and the work related to the project is going on smoothly. India's first ever Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat takes charge. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulates General Rawat, says this institution carries tremendous responsibility for modernizing Indian military forces and it would also reflect the hopes and aspirations of 1.3 billion Indians. The Bharatiya Janata Party slams Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, saying they're responsible for violence in Delhi over the Citizenship Amendment Act. Senior party leader Prakash Javadekar says both parties should apologize to the people of Delhi for misleading them. Prevention of Money Laundering Act court in Mumbai allows banks to utilize seized assets of absconding businessman Vijay Mallya. Ruling stayed till the 18th of January, until which time all parties affected by the order can appeal to the Bombay High Court. And people across the world ring in the new year 2020 with joy. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend New Year greetings to all countrymen. Namaskar and very happy 2020 to you all. I'm Gautam Roy and this is DD News as well as DD India. Well, first up, ISRO Chairman Dr. K. Sivan has announced that 4 personnel from the Indian Air Force have been identified for India's first manned mission to space. That's Gaganyaan. Speaking to media persons in Bengaluru today, he said the 4 chosen Air Force personnel will undergo astronauts' training in Russia from the 3rd week of January. Gaganyaan is planned to be launched in 2022 as announced by the Prime Minister. The ISRO chairman also said that an unmanned mission will be launched this year to test human rating of propulsion model and microgravity simulations.
And in this one, if you see this Gaganyaan, we have good progress in 2019 Gaganyaan, and many of the designs were completed, and astronauts have the selection process is over. Now the 4 astronauts identified for training purpose. That process also completed. Now the training for these 4 astronauts will be planned in the 3rd week of January of this year.
Dr. Sivan also informed that Chandrayaan-3 mission has been approved by the government. This will be launched without an orbiter. He said the lander and rover will soft land on the south pole of the lunar surface. It will carry out experiments that were planned during Chandrayaan-2.
Chandrayaan-3 is the government has approved, and it is that the project is now formed. The activity is going on Chandrayaan-3 very smoothly, and Chandrayaan-3 configuration will be almost similar to Chandrayaan-2. Only thing is, in that Chandrayaan-2 we had orbiter, lander, rover configuration. Here this orbiter already functioned will be used. So Chandrayaan-2 will be having mostly a lander and rover and with a propulsion module.
General Bipin Rawat, who's been appointed India's first Chief of Defence Staff, has taken charge of the newly created Department of Military Affairs today. Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat received a Guard of Honour at the South Block in New Delhi. Army Chief Manoj Mukund Narvane, Air Chief Marshal Rakesh Kumar Singh Bhadoria and Navy Chief Karambir Singh and other senior officers were also present on the occasion. The tri-service agencies, organizations and commands relating to cyber and space will come under the command of the CDS, who will also function as the military advisor to the Nuclear Command Authority. The 62-year-old General Rawat will continue to be in the post for 3 years or until the age of 65, whichever is earlier. General Rawat demitted office as the Chief of Army Staff on Tuesday. He paid tributes to the martyrs and received a farewell Guard of Honour there as well. Now, addressing media persons, General Bipin Rawat said that a primary role of CDS would be to infuse synergy and coordination among the 3 forces. He asserted CDS will remain neutral between the three forces. He also said that all the three services will work as a team. He added that the need of the hour is to enhance integration and do better resource management.
चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ का जो टास्क कटआउट है वो है तीनों सर्विस को एकजुट होकर सक्षम बनाना और हम इसी तरफ कार्रवाई करते रहेंगे। मैं आपको ये यकीन दिलाना चाहूँगा कि इसमें आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स एक साथ टीम वर्क करते हुए कार्रवाई करेंगे। सीडीएस जो है उनके ऊपर नियंत्रण रखेगा, लेकिन कार्रवाई जो होगी वो टीम वर्क के जरिए होगी। ऐसे नहीं होगा कि अपने निर्देश के हिसाब से सीडीएस किसी फोर्स को चलाना चाहेगा। उसको जैसे बताया गया है इंटीग्रेशन की ज़रूरत है। उससे हमें क्या क्या हासिल हो सकता है, सबसे पहले तो हमें तीनों सर्विसेज जो हैं उसका 1+1+1 का जो जोड़ आता है उसको 3 नहीं बनाना है, उसको 5 या 7 बनाना है। तो यू हैव टू अचीव मोर थ्रू सिनर्जी एंड इंटीग्रेशन। ये मकसद है जो सीडीएस को जिस तरह से टास्क दिया गया है।
Earlier, the new Chief of Defence Staff paid tributes to the martyrs at the National War Memorial in the national capital.
इसका मतलब ये है कि वहाँ गए थे, अभी आ गए। एक-एक करके तो कह रहे हैं उसका मतलब अभी नया भी आएगा।
And Prime Minister Modi has sent out hearty congratulations to the first CDS, General Bipin Rawat, in a series of tweeted messages. The PM lauded the service of General Rawat, saying, "I am delighted that as we begin the new year and new decade, India gets its first Chief of Defence Staff in General Bipin Rawat. I congratulate him and wish him the very best for this responsibility. He is an outstanding officer who has served India with great zeal." Now, as the first CDS takes charge, I pay homage to all those who have served and laid down their lives for our nation. I recall the valiant personnel who fought in Kargil, after which many discussions on reforming our military began, leading to today's historic development. On the 15th of August 2019, from the ramparts of the Red Fort, I announced that India will have a Chief of Defence Staff. This institution carries tremendous responsibility of modernizing our military forces. It would also reflect the hopes and aspirations of 1.3 billion Indians. Creation of the Department of Military Affairs with requisite military expertise and institutionalization of the post of CDS is a momentous and comprehensive reform that will help our country face the ever-changing challenges of modern warfare. The Indian Air Force welcomed the new initiative of the government of creation of the post of Chief of Defence Staff. The Air Chief Marshal, Indian Air Force RKS Bhadauria, said that the creation of the post of Chief of Defence Staff will help the armed forces as a whole it is a bold step by the government.
Creation of CDS is a very big step and a very, very bold step. The onus is really on the three services now to support it fully and to make it succeed in its formulation stage and bring in the jointness, the synergy, economize the effort and really achieve everything that is desired from this post well within the time frame specified. Indian Air Force will fully support it and will help in all the efforts that are required to bring in the jointness at the levels that are required.
Now, newly appointed Chief of Army Staff General Manoj Mukund Narwane today paid tribute to the brave hearts who have sacrificed their lives for the nation at the National War Memorial in New Delhi. General Narwane took over as the 28th Chief of Army Staff on Tuesday. The Army Chief also received a Guard of Honour at South Block. In his first media address after taking charge, General Narwane has assured that all three services are ready to defend the country.
मैं अपने देशवासियों को ये आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं कि तीनों सशस्त्र सेनाएं, आर्मी, नेवी और एयरफोर्स पूरी तरीके से तैयार हैं और अपने देश को सुरक्षित रखेंगे और इसके दामन पर कोई आंच नहीं आने देंगे। थल सेना के जवान सरहद पर तैनात, तैयार और चौकन्ना है 24/7/52। आने वाले समय भी, भविष्य में भी हम आने वाले चुनौतियों का तैयारी करते रहेंगे। हमारी थल सेना युद्ध अनुभवी है और भविष्य में भी किसी भी खतरे को टालने के लिए सक्षम है।
And our defence correspondent Nandita Dagar takes an overall look at the new developments in South Block.
This is a momentous day for India. India's first CDS, Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, took over after laying wreaths at the National War Memorial, and also he inspected a tri-service Guard of Honour. Before that, General Narwane, who is the new Army Chief who's taken over from General Bipin Rawat, he laid a wreath at the War Memorial and he was accorded a Guard of Honour. General Bipin Rawat, in his first press interaction after assuming charge today to the media, he said that his focus would be on jointmanship and synergy between the three services, and work on theaterized commands would also progress. As far as procurement is concerned, he will be prioritizing amongst the three services. He would be the point man for the Raksha Mantri or the Defence Minister. With camera person Yogesh at the South Block in Delhi, this is Nandita Dagar for DD News.
Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad today addressed a press conference in Delhi and said that there is a constitutional obligation on every state to exercise the executive power in such a way that ensures compliance with laws made by Parliament.
A lot of state governments, purely because of political and extraneous considerations and vote bank politics, are making public declaration that they will not enforce Citizenship Amendment Act. I would like to gently remind these political parties and their state governments, please get proper legal advice. The mandate under Article 256 clearly says that you have to work in a manner to ensure compliance of the laws passed by Parliament. This is the constitutional scheme, apart from the fact that the CAA is perfectly legal and constitutional. I would urge again all these state governments, please don't flout the constitution.
And BJP leader Prakash Javadekar has accused both Congress and Aam Aadmi Party of fanning Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act violence in the national capital, Delhi. He demanded an apology from both the Congress and the AAP on the matter.
दिल्ली जैसे शांत शहर में नागरिकता कानून पर जानबूझकर माइनॉरिटी के मन में संभ्रम पैदा करके जो अशांति का माहौल तैयार किया और जो सार्वजनिक संपत्ति का नुकसान हुआ, उसके लिए कांग्रेस और आम आदमी पार्टी जिम्मेवार है। उनको दिल्ली के जनता की माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy has said that former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh had advocated citizenship for the persecuted minorities from Pakistan. He was addressing media persons in Varanasi.
डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी भाषण में बोल रहे थे, भारत में जो शरणार्थी बनकर जो पाकिस्तान के माइनॉरिटीज भारत आए, उनको सिटीजनशिप देना हमारा मॉरल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी, हमारा नैतिकता बनता है। ऐसे लोगों के विषय पर सहानुभूति से भारत सरकार सिटीजनशिप देने का काम करना चाहिए। जब अटल जी प्रधानमंत्री था, जब उनका भाषण है।
And on the issue of Popular Front of India, a terrorist Islamic fundamentalist organization, IG Law and Order Praveen Kumar said that 25 persons affiliated with PFI have been arrested across the state for their involvement in different criminal activities.
PFI के कार्यकर्ताओं के बारे में स्पष्ट बात है तो पूरे प्रदेश में विभिन्न जनपदों में 25 व्यक्तियों की गिरफ्तारी इसमें हुई है जो इस संगठन से जुड़े हैं, जो कि किसी विभिन्न प्रकार के आपराधिक गतिविधियों में सम्मिलित होने के कारण।
A special court in Mumbai has permitted a consortium of 15 banks led by State Bank of India to utilize movable assets of former liquor baron Vijay Mallya towards repayment of his debts. The assets, comprising financial securities like shares of United Breweries Holdings Limited, were attached by the Special Prevention of Money Laundering Act Court in 2016 when it declared Mallya a proclaimed offender. Under provisions of the Criminal Procedure Code, a court orders attachment of a person's movable assets after he or she has been declared a proclaimed offender. A person against whom a warrant has been issued can be declared a proclaimed offender if the court believes that he or she has absconded or is evading execution of warrant. Now, 2 army personnel were martyred in a gunfight with heavily armed Pakistani infiltrators along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri district. The infiltrators were intercepted in the Khari Thrayat forest when they were trying to sneak into India from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The search operation was launched following information about the movement of the suspected terrorists. The infiltrators opened fire on troops. A massive operation is on in the area. Now, a New Year gift to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. SMS services on all mobile phones have been restored from midnight in Kashmir. Internet connectivity has also been restored at government hospitals across Jammu and Kashmir. This was announced at a press conference by Jammu and Kashmir government spokesperson Rohit Kansal. Though most services except mobile internet were restored in Jammu within a week, Kashmir saw landlines and postpaid services being restored in phases.
It has now been decided to further carry the process on, and from the midnight of today, December 31, 2019, SMS services on mobile phones will be fully restored throughout the Valley of Kashmir. Carrying further the process, it has been decided to restore internet connectivity to all government hospitals with effect from midnight December 31, 2019.
India and Pakistan exchanged the lists of civilian prisoners and fishermen in their custody today. This was done through diplomatic channels in New Delhi. This is in keeping with the provisions of the 2008 agreement under which such lists are exchanged on the 1st of January and the 1st of July every year. India handed over a list of 267 Pakistani civilian prisoners and 19 fishermen to Pakistan who are in India's custody. Similarly, Pakistan has also shared a list of 55 civilian prisoners and 227 fishermen in their custody who are Indians or believed to be Indians. Train tickets will become costlier today as Indian Railways has hiked the base price. In some relief to railway passengers, no excess fare will be charged from passengers who booked their tickets before the 1st of January this year. Indian Railways has called the fare hike as marginal, with the maximum increase being 4 paise per kilometre for the AC class of rail travel. Now, Prime Minister Modi will be on a 2-day visit to Bengaluru. There, he will take part in a program of the DRDO. Our correspondent has talked to the Director of Aeronautical Development Establishment, who briefed us about the PM's visit and the role of DRDO on promoting indigenous defence production.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Karnataka, and of course he'll be here in the Aeronautics Development Establishment, and I'm joined by the Director of ADE to talk more on that. Sir, first of all, thank you so much for talking to Doordarshan News. Why this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is significant as far as research and development is concerned, sir?
Yeah. Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister is visiting this laboratory tomorrow, and he will be from this location. He will be dedicating 5 defense young scientist laboratories, which are in 5 different locations: Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad.
The Prime Minister believes that it's an important part, an important aspect to make an ecosystem so that research can take place in our country and youngsters can be benefited from it.
It was the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister that this kind of laboratory should be created and young scientists should be given a leadership role to run the laboratory.
Well, I can also see in the exhibition there are many products which are the Make in India initiative, which are developed by the DRDO. So how important it is as far as giving boost to the Make in India campaign going forward, sir?
If you see the defense products which are there in the armed force today, you can say that about 30 to 35% of them are indigenous. The present CDS, General Rawat, has already given that call that we will fight the next war with indigenous systems.
The director over here clearly saying that it's an important day for country because on one side the youngsters will be getting a major ecosystem as far as research and development is concerned. So on the other side the DRDO will also be showcasing the Make in India initiative, the Make in India product for our country to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With camera person Datta, Arun Sharma, Doordarshan News, Bangalore.
International news now, and authorities in Australia have confirmed a 3rd death and said that a 4th person is also feared dead in raging bushfires across the southeast coast of the country. In total, there have been 12 fire-related deaths across Australia, including 3 volunteer firefighters.
We've identified 3 people having lost their lives as a result of these fires, and another person we still have grave concerns for and limited access to the remote area to try and identify and confirm one way or the other the status of that person. We also have a very real challenge at the moment with a couple of isolated communities where we've got reports of injuries and burn injuries to members of the public. We haven't been able to get access via roads or via aircraft. It's been socked in or too dangerous and we simply can't access, nor can the people in these areas get out.
About 4,000 people in the town of Malakuta in Victoria headed to the waterfront after the main road was cut off. Video captured by a tourist showed boats setting out to lakes with minimal natural daylight due to smoke from the bushfires in the town. And aerial footage of the fires showing burnt-out properties in Australian states of Victoria and New South Wales have also been released. The footage showed scores of homes destroyed in the fire, while a thick haze covered the area. Huge bushfires have been destroying more than 4 million hectares of land so far, with new fires sparked off almost daily by extremely hot and windy conditions. And that's all we have for the moment in this edition of the news, but the latest continues right here on DD News and DD India.